Today is June 10th, 2018, and I wanted to do a quick video about a couple of things that recently happened. I think I've hit my point in transition where I have become stealth, meaning I'm no longer in that awkward stage where people mistake me for a female at all. And I think it's pretty gratifying and validating feeling that I have. So I'll give you an example. There are many people that knew I was transitioning, family, older generations, and also obviously friends. And I have now encountered over the last maybe 6 months running into people that have known me for a very long time. One being my godmother about a week and a half ago. I haven't seen her since last June. She had some medical issues, and I went to visit her to make sure everything was okay when I returned from a trip to Sedona. And at that point, I wasn't really growing facial hair. I hadn't really been working out actively, and I still looked like, to her, the former self, because as I've said in many videos, I always wore men's clothing and I always had my hair very short. So over the past 12 months, I've obviously grown in my facial hair. I've also worked out, lost some weight, and I was at a casino blowing off time, and she was standing there, and I walked up to her, and I was excited to see her. I hadn't seen her in a little while, and I said, "Hey," I said, "how are you doing today? What are you doing? Just hanging out?" And she smiled at me, and she was looking me up and down, and she says, "Hi." And I laughed to myself, and I laughed out loud, and I said, "Nina, it's me. It's me." And her face changed so much, and she smiled, and she said, "Oh my goodness, I didn't even recognize you." She's like, "Where did you get all this?" And she touches my face, and I explained, "I told you I'm transitioning," I said, "and it's part of my transition. I'm a man now," I said, "so I'm, developing everything that I should have when I feel I should have when I was born." And she said that she had told my cousin that she didn't think that I would ever be able to transition effectively or be a man because I was too pretty of a girl to be able to transition. But she said I looked really good, and while I was talking to her, she was kind of taking it all in, and we had a pretty good conversation, and she gave me a hug, and I gave her a hug just because I told her, "You don't know how much that meant to me, that you're saying that I look good," because even though low-key I was not concerned about people's acceptance, now that I'm getting it, it's like a weight's being lifted off my shoulders. There's certain people that I knew would always accept it, and there were people that I knew would not accept it or have difficulty transitioning, the idea of me transitioning, them coming along with me with that idea. So that was very validating. There was another, my godmother, my mid-30s, she's in her late 60s, early 70s, I want to say. So she baptized me when I was, I want to say, 8 months old, and she was my mom's best friend 10 years before I was born. So she's known me since the beginning of my time, and she's a very very influential person on me, so that was very validating. The other person is a lady I worked for since I was 21. I no longer work for her, but she got me started in the industry I'm in now by taking a chance on me as a kid at the age of 20. And again, I had reached out to her, she didn't respond, and I happened to be at her job, and I greeted her, and I was like, "Hey, I just I tried to text you a minute ago and you didn't respond. I was like, how are you doing? And she stopped and she, again, was just looking at me. And I was like, Josie, it's me. And she says, oh my God, Felix, you look amazing. She took me to a ball game probably last April, and I look nowhere near where I look now. So my voice hadn't changed. My facial hair hadn't come in. I, again, wasn't working out the way I could. I mean, I just had my top surgery, so I really wasn't allowed to work out back then. So as I was talking to her, she was looking at me, and I could tell. And she said, I can't believe how different you look, and you're a man. She said, there's no questioning it. She goes, I'm very proud of you, and you've made this come together, and you did this very well. So that, again, was very gratifying to hear from somebody that was a mentor in my life and still is, that I keep contact with. So just making strides to maybe present myself in a positive way at work. Even the most difficult people have come around, and they don't refer to me in a feminine or a female tense or context. So it's very cool. It's relieving, really. It really is. So, point being, this is completely like I've always known. It makes sense. There's no hesitation. There's no regret. There's no second guessing. And if any of you are watching that are considering transition and you're deathly afraid and you don't know how the elder generation is going to receive you, I'm in my late 30s now, and I know that there's some of you that may be watching that are in your 20s or in your early 30s or maybe in your 50s. I don't know. People are coming around, and we're fortunate enough to live in a time where tolerance and understanding is necessary in a way that people deserve to live the way that they want to live their life. We only get so much time here, and I'm so grateful that I had the courage and the strength to basically, in a nutshell, just be who I know I am. And I never want anybody to prevent themselves from doing such a wonderful thing if they are certain in their heart that's how it should be. I never want them to not do it out of fear, because I was terrified. I was petrified. I did not know what was going to happen to my livelihood. I didn't know what was going to happen with my family, but I was willing to lose everything to have this sense of myself, and everything has come together. Everything has come full circle, and I'm confident in saying that I believe that if other people are going to transition as well, you will find that strength too, and you will find that support somehow. I know there was one trans guy that reached out to me and said that his family turned away from him. Don't give up. Don't give up on your family. Find small ways to educate them. Find small ways to impact them, to make them understand that you're not abandoning who you were, that you are becoming who you think that you are. You are becoming the man you know you should have been born at birth. When you transition, you don't give up the person you were. You're still the same person. It's just the way you present yourself to the world. I mean, that's the bottom line. I still have the same caring, loving attitude that I ever have. I still can be a jerk from time to time. That hasn't changed. That doesn't change from me being female to male. My personality is what it is. It's if anything, it's better because I'm less anxious. I'm more decisive. I'm not so unsure about things. So just have strength, have faith, have confidence that it's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be okay, and in time, it's not gonna happen overnight. Because I've been doing this now. Been on my hormones now a year and a half, and I've completely transitioned for just about a year and 3 months, with my legal documents changed and everything. And people will come around. It's a habit. It's a habit that people don't like change. But once they see how much happier you're gonna be, and that you're gonna live through your true self, I believe that most people are gonna come around. You may not win over every one of them, but the ones that really matter are gonna come around. Especially your parents, especially your immediate family, whether you have brothers, sisters. I have cousins that are just as close to as my sister, and your friends. My friends, they poke fun. They used to poke fun a little bit, but now it's not the same. Or acquaintances, it's not the same. And it's so validating to walk into a room or talk on the phone, and I don't ever get mistaken for a ma'am or a miss. It's very clear I'm a man. So keep your head up, keep fighting the good fight, and it's gonna come along, and you're not gonna regret it. It's gonna be very, very peaceful, and it's gonna be like a load has been lifted off your shoulders. So I had a Sunday off for once, and I thought I would just do a quick video because I was surfing YouTube and seeing a couple of different videos, and I wanted to share my experience about a couple of interactions I've recently had. And feel free to ask questions. If you have questions or comments, please leave them below, and when I find more topics to discuss, I'll be happy to post another video. So take care, have a good Sunday, bye.